Hey, good morning, my friend. It's Tuesday morning, and it is August the 5th. Welcome back to the Ride In. This morning, I wanted to talk to you about a verse I read in Colossians this morning. Set your affections on things above, not on the things of this earth. We all have things that we're drawn to, that we like, that we enjoy. And those things can be grounded from our fleshly desires. It can be something that's fulfilling to us, something that we enjoy. It's not necessarily just because it's a worldly desire, an earthly desire. That doesn't mean it's wrong. But I think in the context, the apostle is helping us to understand that there is a world that we're living for and preparing for, and someday those things that we indulged in and took pleasure in is going to have made an impact. And the things of this life are temporal, and if we are given to our own flesh or our own emotions, we can get into a habit or develop a momentum that gears our life to be doing the things that we enjoy, and rather than living by the discipline and the character of a Christian. And so, Paul teaches throughout his letters about striving for the mastery and being temperate in all things, and just pressing towards the mark. And there is a purposeful decision that we must make to decide what it is that we're going to be involved in doing, based on principle, based on what is right, not on what we feel or what we like. But here in this instance, Paul's addressing the things that we like and enjoy, and he's saying, listen, set your affections. In other words, he's saying that you need to determine what it is that you're going to take pleasure in, what you're going to like, what you're going to have an affection for. Determine that, because our desires have such a huge impact on what we ultimately choose to do. And so it's important to get to the root of the matter and say, hey, let's not let our desires set our life's path, but let's set our desires. Let's choose our affections and what our affections are going to be. And there's so many steps that we learn scientifically through our habits, how we can change our desires, how we can develop desires. Our appetites can be molded and made, and that's a process that takes place. Delight thyself in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. And that is a transformation of desires, God giving you certain desires. And I think we learn that through our knowledge of God and our knowledge of the Word. It's important to be learning, because when we know certain things, it inspires us. We say, okay, these are the things that are above, these are the things of this earth. I'm setting my affections on things above. What's that? It's those things that last. It's those things that are biblical. It's those things that are right. It's the relationships that are of God, and my involvement in spiritual ministry work, or my daily tasks, not doing everything I do as unto the Lord, and just learning to set my affections, my desires, my pleasures, my indulgences on the things that are of heaven or of God or eternal or spiritual. When we discipline ourselves to form godly habits, of being in the Word of God, of being in prayer, then our mindset changes to recognize the truth about what it is that we're doing. You know, if you want to eat right, you want to lose weight, you want to be healthy, you know, when you learn about what specific foods do to your body, even though there is a fleshly desire to eat sugar or eat carbs, or, you know, just eat things that are comforting and make you feel good in the moment, you learn by experience and by study that, you know, no, if I eat this particular food and allow the nutrition of that to affect my body, to affect my metabolism, to affect, you know, how I burn calories and burn fat and to build up levels of minerals and of vitamins and the things my body needs, and I see the changes that take place, you know, when you experience that by determination and by purpose and character in the beginning, then you do develop a true desire, and you see, and you know, when you determine by character and decision and principle, you see the results, you learn, then you have a genuine desire, and you see, you know, that piece of cake or that ice cream cone or that, you know, pile of pasta or whatever, and you say, no, actually, I don't want that. Now, there may be a part of you that does, but, you know, in the big picture, you say, yes, I may want that to a certain degree, but I understand, you know, that I need to have balance in those areas, because this is what's going to happen to my body, and this is what's going to ultimately affect my well-being and my health and my ability to, you know, serve God in the long term and be with my loved ones in the long term and be the best version of myself, and all that stuff adds up, and all of a sudden, yes, you do have a genuine desire now to make different decisions, to enjoy different things, because, and for different reasons, to eat that apple, to eat those nuts, to have, you know, the right kind of food because of how it affects you and in the long term, and how you experience that better focus, that better thinking, that more creativity, and it's just, yeah, you're seeing all these things rather than in a momentary pleasure situation. You've learned, and now you can genuinely say, no, this is what I'm gonna like to do. I'm going to like to eat those blueberries and that yogurt rather than those 3 pancakes and syrup and butter in the morning, you know, that type of thing. And because what I desire is heavenly, what I desire is long term, what I desire is going to make me a better version of myself. So, you know, I hope that makes sense to you today in terms of the heavenly things, that we would determine what our affections are by learning from our study, by learning from experience. Set your affections. Don't let your temporal experiences determine what you're going to like. You lead your affections. Don't let your affections lead you. That'll be a big help to you, Christian, if you follow that. Have a great day. Enjoy your Tuesday. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.